Hello and welcome to Students, Managers, and Real Training, the SMART program. This program was created through the collaborative efforts of students at Western Kentucky University. Program organizers include Brent Goebel, Jackie Gibbons, and Joetta Kelly. The SMART program is an entrepreneurial program for grades 11 through 12 and was created for use in the public school system. However, it may be used in other organizations. As an introduction to the program, we'd like to show you a short promotional video. The organization of the SMART program was inspired by great thinkers such as Young Zhao and Sir Ken Robinson. Through incorporation of ideas like Young Zhao's entrepreneurial mindset and the emphasis on creativity and freedom to learn by Sir Ken Robinson, the SMART program is able to go far above and beyond today's educational core concepts. The SMART program incorporates the English language arts standards and also a few of the mathematics standards. The SMART program also incorporates level 4 and 5 of the Create Excellence standards. The SMART program not only incorporates the core standards and the Create standards, but also the framework for teaching. The framework for teaching includes planning and preparation, classroom environment, instruction, and professional responsibilities. All of the standards that were incorporated so that instructors could plan all the activities in a way that not only meets those standards, but goes above and beyond those standards. The SMART program runs on a school year calendar and is done in 3 phases. Phase 1 is where students develop their business plan idea. Phase 2 is when they actually create a completed business plan. And Phase 3 is when students actually go out and seek funding for their business idea. There are several goals of the SMART program. The first is to raise student awareness of community needs through mentorship and research. The second, increase ability to synthesize information from a variety of sources. The third one, increase independent and critical thinking, which is so important for students. The fourth one, increase ability to actively listen. The fifth one, increase collaboration skills. The sixth one, increase ability to research a chosen business topic. Next is increase ability to effectively communicate orally and through the written word. Other goals include increase mastery of vocabulary and grammar, increase understanding of business development, language, and processes, increase ability to persuade others to gain support, increase ability to present information in an organized manner. All of the goals of the SMART program meet and exceed the standards. All of the goals of the SMART program are carried out through Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3 activities. Phase 1 activities include research of other business plans, research of language, opportunities to be introduced and to begin working with a mentor, as well as instructor and student collaboration on ideas. During this phase, students critically analyze other business plans, speak with community members to determine the best business to start in their own community, and collaborate with other people online and in other appropriate venues. This phase ends with a well-organized, well-researched presentation that is presented not only to classmates, but also to instructors, mentors, and other community members if appropriate. During this phase, students improve their ability to present ideas, communicate more effectively with peers, with instructors, with other community members, and even international individuals whenever they communicate with them during their research process. They also increase their ability to use critical analysis, increase their ability to write in an organized way and to present in an organized way, integration of ideas, and learning to accept constructive criticism from others and how to utilize that are important elements of this phase as well. The SMART program provides a document that outlines each phase. Also, in Phase 1, there's a math component where students incorporate data and evidence into the plan that they would like to use to create their business plan. Instructor duties are also provided to help facilitators and instructors and even mentors function in a supportive way for students to achieve their goals. Each phase is broken down into the time required for the phase. For example, the first phase is 10 out of 36 weeks, and each goal that the student should meet is listed below it. So during Phase 1, students will review 10 business proposals, define and research clarification of things that they need to know to complete their task, the critical analysis that I mentioned. They have to present their findings, collaboration for business proposal with the students, the instructor, the mentors, and whoever else is appropriate, and then research, determine, and presentation of business idea. This is meant to prepare the student for the next phase so that they know the idea that they will use to create their business plan and ultimately to create a business if they choose. Another component that organizers have provided to educators is the materials or technology requirements, or those that can or may be used during the process. They're not limited to what is listed, however, they are suggestions, strong suggestions, so that the students can complete their entire project. Once students have created the plan or the idea for the plan, they will move on to Phase 2, Business Plan Development. During Phase 1 and Phase 2, students are always encouraged to collaborate with their peers, with their instructor, and especially with their mentor, who is usually a community member who has their own business. During this phase, students continue to research their idea, continue to critically analyze their own idea, and have others analyze their ideas. They utilize this feedback and critical analysis and incorporate it into their final planning. During this second phase of the SMART program, generally, students use about 20 out of the 36 weeks that is generally in a school year. Research, information, and data is gathered from a variety of technical as well as individual and research from the library resources. The last few activities done by students in Phase 2 is to communicate their presentation, their entire business plan with the class and the community. This is done for practice purposes and to get feedback, because modifications of the business plan and presentation techniques is done at the end in order to prepare for Phase 3, which is the funding. Phase 3, Seeking Funding, is a part of the SMART program where students go out and actually seek funding for their business idea using their completed business plan. By this time, students have practiced their plan, they've researched their plan, they've defended their data in their plan, they've received feedback and support from instructors, mentors, and peers, and some of the community members as well. This phase takes approximately 6 weeks and ends when the school year ends, although students are strongly encouraged to continue seeking funding if they would like to follow through on creation of their business. Funding sources may include loans, grants, or investors. You can see in this screen some of the standards and how they're listed in the plan that's provided by the SMART program. Instructors can see which one applies to each activity and which level they are. As a reminder, this phase and all other phases in the SMART program utilize the core content and they are all 11th to 12th grade level. It also incorporates level 4 and 5 of the CREATE framework. During Phase 3, instructors, mentors, and even peers may assist students with finding appropriate funding sources to meet their business plan needs. Instructors may function as facilitators or even liaisons between student, peers, and mentors, and investors or other relevant contacts during the entire program. Instructors should be knowledgeable or become knowledgeable during the program's process of potential investors, potential loans, or other sources of money for students to utilize to carry out their business plan. During Phase 1, instructors and mentors help students make their timeline to carry out all of their duties or their research or communication with others and provide them tools so that they can do so. However, in Phases 2 and 3, students become increasingly responsible, taking care of their own timelines, checking in periodically, and ensuring that they do a self-check periodically so that they know that they are on the timeline schedule so that they can complete all of the activities. During Phase 3, they have ongoing communication, just as with the other phases with mentors and instructors, periodic review of the presentation techniques and business plan components are done by peers, instructors, and mentors, and can be done by community members as appropriate. Periodic review of the business plan, the data and evidence, because we want students to provide the most up-to-date data and information to make sure that their business plan is up to date in order to seek funding. Funding source presentation of the business plan and the request for feedback from potential funding sources is important during this phase so that adjustments can be made to apply for future funding. Following through on necessary funding applications and investor opportunities may be supported by the instructors, the mentors, and even peers who are familiar with the specific design of the application or the investors. During this phase, students, once all of this is completed and they have met with several investors or made several applications and done several presentations of their business plan in the community, a final meeting with the instructor and the mentor to evaluate the entire program participation is done with the student. There's an exchange of feedback on the student's part to tell the program coordinators, the instructor, the mentor about what strengths and weaknesses they found during the program's implementation. There's also feedback from the instructor, the mentor, and even some of the peers on how the student performed. If a grade assignment is required for this class in order to use in the public school system, it is done during this time, considering the self-evaluation that the student does, as well as the mentor and the instructor and the other peers. Materials and technology requirements remain the same throughout the phases. Although, like I said during Phase 1, anything that assists the student in achieving the goal can be sought out by the student or shared by peers or mentors or instructors to increase student exposure to new technologies and other ideas, as well as to increase the span of research that is available to students. The SMART program also provides a website for collaboration, which I will show in the next segment, and also provides several technological resource ideas for students that they can utilize during the research process and/or to create tools to incorporate into their presentation to make it more professional. Throughout the program, students are encouraged to do independent work, use their peers, use their instructors, and use their mentors to help them along through the program. SMART program guidelines are outlined in a document that is freely given to anyone wanting to read about or implement the program. In the next segment, we will explore the collaborative website, as well as watch a video on the potential impact that this SMART program can have on students.